And I forgot to put camera one. Shit. And my tablet just went over. Alright. That's fine. Okay. I'm stuck. I am completely stuck. Excellent. Okay, cool. Alright, so is it like, will you just stay down there, please? Thank you. Right. When I check my headphones on, let's try it to. Oh yeah. Let's do that way. Alright, bear me a second, again for one. Sorry, it's black screen. I'm just trying. Okay, got it. Alright, go away. Alright, go, you. Alright, and give myself a lady wedgie. And I need the camera. Which one is the camera? Nope. Yep, that's the camera. I think. I forgot that I had to unplug it, I think. There we go. Yeah. Just give me a minute. I'll have back to the white button. Maybe, oh, fuck's sake. There we go. Now you decided to stay on. Alright. Oh my god. Wait, what? Why are you massive? Yeah, why are you massive? Yeah, I do need to cut. You know what? I think this should be fine. But let's just see. Right, let's go on cam. Hello. Right, cool. I did fix the bloody microphone though. I think I did fix the microphone, but unfortunately, there's not one to stay fixed. Okay, so then everybody. Right, so we are watching a film recount, and this one is about parents take revenge on a psycho who killed their son. Handy, right? And I do want to let all of you lot know about this. Well, they say that it's quite dark film and everything, but in my opinion, I think it's perfect. But let's soon find out, shall we?
Hello everyone. Back again with film recaps. In this video, films from 2010, titled The Torture.
So The Torture. Okay. So it's called The Torture.
Before we get to the storyline, I'd like to wish everyone a happy
Why isn't those subtitles coming up?
films from 2010, titled The Torture. Before we get to the storyline, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and great day. Without further ado,
Okay,
let's
so
get straight to the
subtitles doesn't
storyline.
work.
The film begins by showing the life of a small family that looks like they are having a good time together. The husband, named Craig, is a doctor, and his wife, Elise, works as an agent in the real estate industry.
Oh yeah, before we actually get into it, I forgot to mention, if you're not wondering why didn't I go live yesterday, the reason why I didn't go live was because of the, we had no Wi-Fi. So we have to call, like, Sky Broadband, and they send somebody out, and it took them roughly 5 minutes. And all what they did, all what the guy have done was unplug, took the power thingbob off the socket, and then just back down through there, and then check the wires and all that lot, changed something, then swapped it around, and then put new one on, I think. I don't know. That's what he did. Same with the house phone, fixed the house phone, hopefully it's fixed. And yeah, all that, and he was only here for 5 minutes. But one good thing what happened yesterday was me and mother, we was playing Monopoly. My mum beat me yesterday and she beat me today. So yeah, because she keep on buying every properties, everything, straight away at the start. And it's like, oh, for peak's sake. And when I actually won the one of the thing bobs, we had the Disney one, well, Disney Monopoly, and it was so hard to see. And don't get me wrong, my mum did land on a couple of mine, and I completely forgot about it. But anyway, let's get into this.
Since their daily schedules are different, Craig and Elise have to divide tasks in turn to look after their 6-year-old beloved son named Benjamin.
Ugh, I hate that name, Benjamin. I can't stand it. Never liked it.
On that morning, Elise has to go to work as usual, while Craig is doing his turn to take care of Benjamin. After his wife has left the house, Craig invites Benjamin to play ball with him in the yard. But after noticing the weather begins to get hot that morning, Craig goes back into the house first and get the sun protection lotion for Benjamin. Unfortunately, he is completely unaware that a man in a car parked.
Okay. I take it the kid is going to be kidnapped, right? I guarantee it. So, a couple of things with this is, A, why is your kid playing in the front garden? No kid should be playing in the front garden that young. Or if they're younger than 11, they should be playing in the front garden because it's unsafe. But parents don't really care about the kids. So, out of all this, if the kid do get taken, then it's the parents are to blame, right? It's the parents' fault. It's not the kidnapper, it's the parents, right? That's what I'm saying. I know you lot don't agree with me with that. If the kid was in the back garden, the kid would be fine, right? Back garden is probably be end up way bigger than the front garden, so why didn't be in back garden? And another thing with it is, why wasn't there an adult? Yes, he went inside to get sun cream. Yeah, he more likely would be like 30 seconds, but guarantee what you're going to see, it doesn't take 30 seconds. It only takes 5 seconds to actually take a kid. And he is doing it middle of the day. Well, taking kids in daytime is way better and way more easier than taking a kid from nighttime. I proved that. And if you lot have garage, the area, yeah. And if you look at the fan, if I was the parent, because I'm so stupid, have no brain cells, I would look at the fan, and clearly this is the only type of fan in the area, and most kidnapping is normally roughly around, let's say, 42% in UK kidnapping of a child. The person who kidnapped is in the area, so you need to look around areas, look at sort of warehouses or that. Finding a missing person and kidnapped victim is way easier than you'll actually think. It's so easy. I have found so many kidnapping victims and all that. I found them in the same day. Probably same hour. Or one case, it only took me like roughly, 30 minutes? I think quickest time. 30 minutes. Know who did it. Know where. And what's what. It was so easy. Just like that. It's so easy. Finding a missing person is way easier than you actually think. My opinion is, my version of it is, I could find any kidnapping, anyone who's been kidnapped way easier than actually going for a shit. And I ain't kidding.
Not far from his yard, has been keeping an eye on Benjamin. When Craig gets inside, the car slowly begins to move closer to the yard, and is now only a few meters away from where Benjamin is playing. While inside the house, Craig looks confused.
Okay, I'm not being funny, right? This is another biggest problem with parents and with people, right? Sun cream should never be in a drawer. Ever, because it could get moldy, and if it's hot out, well, you can't really use sun cream the following year or next month or 2 months later. You can't, because it will be so bad for the skin. It's unbelievable. Should never have it in the drawer, ever. Especially like top drawer, bedside drawer. That's what it looked like. And another thing with it is, this doesn't look old. Like, what? Didn't they say 2016? I completely forgot. Well, 119.
Before we get to the storyline, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and great day. Without further ado, films from 2010.
2010. So in 2010, right, is, well, saying that, yeah, it got me. 2010 was the virtually around time that loads of kids actually did get taken. 2010. That's when it got way worse than 2009. If you don't believe me, you could check out yourself. But like I mentioned, finding a missing person is so easy. And what do you do? And what can you actually do to the person? If you found the person who kidnapped someone, what can you actually do? Well, start off, you can't go straight to the place. Let's say it's in house or that lot and the kid is in the basement. You cannot go straight to the house or anything, because there is higher chance that the kid is going more likely going to be still alive or dead already. So you want to take time, make sure if anyone is in the house, you have to wait for, so you know if anyone's inside and all that lot. So that is the thing. Is my microphone on? I'm just wanting to make sure microphone is on. Okay, cool. Alright. So never going straight in, because if you go straight in, then I'm not being funny. You more likely actually courage the person. But what you could do, if you're not sure if someone is inside the property, you could actually try to lure them out. See if there's more than one. Because if you go in blind, then you're more likely to be facing 4, 5, 6 people. Right? And you should never, oh, I'm not kidding, never call the law enforcement, the police. Because there is 96% chance the kidnappers will execute the kid. Or the police will execute the kid and then blame the kidnappers, because that's what police do. They enjoy killing and harming all that lot. And there is higher chance with the well, last year it was 68% that law enforcement are in on it, the kidnapping and all that lot. 68% in, well, in UK, US, well, in every country. US is roughly around 90%, over 86. I know you lot don't believe me with that, but I'm not being funny. You lot are kind of brain dead. Not being funny.
Confused as he looks for a lotion among his wife's messy set of cosmetics in a drawer. He has no idea that he is about to go through the worst experience of his life.
Well, that's one good thing is the kid did shout "Daddy" straight away. If it's happened nowadays, it's more a case the kidnappers will just give the kid a candy and then the kid will go straight in the car. Well, girls would definitely would. In virtually all ages, because females are, be honest.
Since
Yeah, so you lot probably, well,
Craig is unable to keep up with the car's
okay, so does it look like anybody is around? I thought when I saw it like before, I thought somebody was standing here. That's the reason why I tried to pause it at the right place. And also, I thought that when he was running down, I thought somebody else was running with him, but I was mistaken.
speed. He immediately takes out his car and begins chasing after the kidnapper. During his panicking, Craig encounters yet another setback. Just as he is about to call the police, it turns out that his
yeah, it looked like his cell phone is left at home. Well, now do you lot see the biggest problem there? Is he got his phone, but he never got it on him. Why? Because he ain't smart. And I knew you lot can say, well, it wasn't worse. It probably inside charging or something. So why would he have a phone on him? Well, nowadays everybody have phone on them, right? But not being funny, why haven't you got a spare? I'm just wondering. You always have another phone in your car, no matter what. Always have more than one phone at home, one phone in your vehicle. And if you want to go over the top, you could have one on you, inside, car, on you, 3 phones. I used to have 4 or 5 phones in one time. Why? Well, those phones mean something. And all that. I know you're not going to say, well, you don't need one. Well, technically, no. What if, just answer me this, what if you are working, you got your own business or whatever, or any solution, right? You got a phone, then your phone died, doesn't work anymore. Or you was walking around, your phone died and you are lost. Oh, now it could be a perfect time to actually have another phone on you, right? Or better yet, your phone doesn't work, then you have to get it repaired and you haven't got enough money to buy a new one. Rule number 1, have more than one phone. Always have more than one phone. And another thing is, with house phone, have more than one house phone. Doesn't mean your house phone has to be plugged in. Well, one house phone be plugged in. Doesn't mean the other one has to be plugged in. Could be stored away. Now, what they say, have more of the same item is better than not. Because, put it this way, right? Let's say when this tablet goes, I've got another one. I've got another tablet. So I would always have a tablet, right? Phone, I've got 2 phones. 2 mobile phones. Well, technically 3, but the other one I can't, see on screen because it's like that. It's a brick. And I can't see the screen, so that'd be useless. And yeah, so technically I've got 3 phones, but I'm only going to count 2. And the thing is with it is that, you know what, I'm going to wait because I think I haven't never seen this before. I probably have seen the video before, but not the movie.
Cell phone was left in the house. In Craig's mind, there is only one thing that he should do at this point, which is to pursue and locate the kidnapper's vehicle on his own. He then...
Number 1 is, if you lost sight of the vehicle, you want to look, if there's 3 ways, right, you want to look each one, and you want to look at the other cars, not the car that you are looking at for, the other cars. Why? Because if the car is going fast, then more likely it's spun another car to one side, and then you could calculate where. So it could go on straight, or could go on left, or go on right, or whatever, right? So you need to actually calculate, and you have to think, yes, your kid is taken, but that's where you are going to make mistakes, because you ain't thinking. Always think and stay calm at that situation. If you've been taken, stay calm, think, and all of that lot. Alright? But if he is going to stop on the bridge, that is really, really good idea. Because if there is a bridge, you pull aside, stop, and look. Try to look. Wherever side, if the car's going that way, you want to actually look that way. So you see if you can see it. And yeah, you only want to stay there for 10 seconds, not longer, because it might go straight, not where it's going. That is the thing, you have to think more better. Right? Another thing is, why didn't he have any CCTV cameras? Let's just hope he had cameras outside his property. Every home and property should have cameras, even in flats. Flats should have cameras in and out of the building. Not about in the flats, have cameras inside the flats. You shouldn't. You never have CCTV cameras in flats, especially if you've got a kid and you have kid camera. Yeah, I'm not being funny. Oh, let's just have a look. Okay, they're home. The kid is home. Alright, let's just record everything and then check on dark web. Every parent who had a camera in their home never give a shit about their kids. Never. They only have a camera in kids' bedroom to sell the kids pictures, videos online. That's the only way. That is only one solution why you have camera in the kids' bedroom. Should never have camera in the kids' bedroom, ever. It's no different as you have camera in the bathroom. Exactly the same. Kid use bedroom to get dressed, right? Or when they actually went in bath. It's no different in bedroom than not. And I'm not just saying a kid. Same with adults. Should never have cameras indoors. Well, front room and kitchen, yes. But you want to make sure that you always have security on the cameras that you buy. Because if someone knows you've got camera indoors, they will hack it. That's the reason why. Never have Wi-Fi cameras. Ever. Or Bluetooth cameras. Never. If you do, then hopefully it get hacked and some bad happens to you. Fingers crossed. Touch wood, everyone who has camera indoors with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, something bad happened to you. I hope. Touch wood. That happens. What? Point blank. Because you won't be so stupid, then hopefully it happens so you learn. That's the only way you humans learn up there. Anyway.
Comes to a stop at an overpass, but unfortunately again, the kidnapper's car has now vanished from his sight.
Okay, right. Let's go back just a little.
But unfortunately again, the kidnapper...
Okay, so right here, he is looking down, right? And no point looking this side because there's no point. So he is looking down, not bad idea. But also, he actually turned around and looked the other way. He only looked roughly 3 seconds. Not even a second. Looked, okay, no one, right, blah, 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 right? But if you actually look even more clearer, could go that way. And if the car going down, could go on that way. And then if that is connected, I'm not sure. This bridge, I think that is the, yeah, that is the bridge. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and so forth. It's kind of see overboard, right? This could connect to that and then go that way. So mainly, when I see this right here, I'll be going, it went on, it's going that way. Or
His car has now vanished.
Here. That is the thing. Finding a kidnapped person or someone who kidnapped someone is super easy.
From his sight. Traffic conditions also becomes chaotic as Craig tries to...
Yeah, he's banging like cars. What he should do, right, instead of banging, because if I saw this, right, I would drive away, not paying any attention. Panicking. You should shout and say, my kid was taken. Can you call the police? Kid taken. Call the police. Right? Nowadays, let's say back then, there is high chance someone will stop and call the police. Now, nobody gives a shit. There's probably 2-3% chance that somebody will actually call police. Nobody cares. If it's happened to them, they will care, but if it's not, then nobody gives a shit. Humans are, idiots.
Stop each car one by one to borrow a cell phone.
911, what's your emergency?
Someone's kidnapped my son.
Cool. And you're still on the bridge and you're still not looking. That is the thing. You should shout out, call the police, my kid was taken. Straight away. Then the police will get there, then you could go back there. Or you shout, my kid was taken, can I have your phone? Or better yet, actually have another phone in your freaking car. Fuck's sake. Like, come on.
Elise, who has just returned home from work, is of course surprised when she finds her house has been crowded with police officers, as well as several reporters. When Elise enters the house, she meets her husband with a panicked expression, as if she is about to ask him a question but no words are spoken. A detective.
Well, at that point in time, every parent would know there is a police and cameras, news is outside, and your husband is in there. So right, you should know, your kid was taken. So right, not being funny, taken or killed. But you were more likely to think taken because there was no mark, or unless the dad killed the kid. Which technically the parents did kill the kid. If the kid dies, it's the parents when he did it. For laugh, for sport, probably for money.
Tries to get Elise to sit down first and talk about her child kidnapping. However, this only makes Elise even more panicked, as she screams hysterically asking where her child is. Several hours have passed, the police still haven't
There's no point looking, right. I'm not sure, or I can't remember if he actually seen the person's face, but I'm not being funny. If someone's going to take your kid, you're not going to see the face unless they did it so many times and they got away with it, or they are law enforcement themselves. That's the only high chance. And no point wasting time. First thing that, if I was there, first thing I'd do is I want CCTV cameras on every single camera around the area in 10 miles radius. Cameras on every single street, road, everything. I want dogs and uncover police around each corner of the road, and I want every single one of them is going to stay there on each corner around this area. Third, I want spread the look for roughly around 10 to 20 miles. Longer it goes, longer the stretch will be. Check the woods and so forth. I'm not going to tell you how to do actually the easiest job. Should only take you 10 seconds to, do it. But let's just say you don't, then, well, let's just hope you haven't got kids.
Received any information regarding the motive for the kidnapping. Elise begins to wonder why the kidnapper hasn't contacted them to demand a ransom payment yet. At this point, she starts to...
Yeah, I'm not being funny. If the kidnappers took your kids, right, answer this. If the kidnapper took your kids and you were surprised that they haven't called for harassment, for money or anything, now, I'm not being funny, it would take a couple of hours. No kidnappers will actually call straight away. They're more likely, if they got somewhat brains, they will wait until you're calmer to actually get more. If they call and get money from you straight away, all what they would get is, well, fuck you, fuck this, give me my fucking child back, blah blah blah. That it always happens. That is the thing. And the thing is, they're more likely to wait an hour, 2 hours later. Reason why, however long it is, right, is how long you have to think where they are. If it is the embarrassment, like for money, then I will try to figure out what time the kid was taken and what time they called. If it's around 3 hours, then I looked around 3 hours area driving. Alright? Then try to navigate with the 3 hours, draw a line. But I'm more likely would do it roughly around 2.5 hours. If it's 3 hours, 2.5 hours to give the kidnapper, put the kid to the location or that lot in the base, let's say basement. Alright? Tie it up, lock door, or that lot, blah blah blah. Okay? So half an hour it should take. So then it'll be 2.5 hours around the search. And look at areas, look at any houses in the woods, and so forth. It's so easy, and always look for a house that got a garage that car could actually drive up. There you go. That should cut down the search out. Well, 10 minutes technically. For me, it would be 10 minutes. And then you want to look near rivers, canals, and all that lot. Be net search. And look at, there is like loads and loads of other places, right, that you could actually look. But I'm going to leave it down to you lot.
Assume that Benjamin was kidnapped not for money, but rather because of the behavior of someone who takes pleasure in the activity, or generally referred to as a psychopath.
My little boy's name is Benjamin Michael Landry. Whoever has my little boy, please don't hurt him. Please.
Meanwhile,
Okay, then she is so fucking stupid then. And kidnapping a child, if it's not done for money, they only want the child for pleasure. So you're saying, oh, please don't hurt my kid. Well, they're going to hurt your kid for pleasure, for fun, for sport. Just like you like to play sport, football, rugby. You do it, you watch it for pleasure, for fun, sport. That's what kidnappers do. For pleasure and fun. Now, this sort of thing is late at night. I would have found the kids way before this. Could be found safe at home and all that by now. But, yeah.
Benjamin, who has been placed in a basement room, screams in fear while calling for his father and mother. Benjamin's scream makes the psycho man named John Kozlowski feels annoyed.
Shut up!
As a result, John, who is irritated by the noise, enters the room and intends to kill Benjamin.
You're in real trouble.
Stop! Don't come near me!
This is a messy room. I'm telling you, I am very, very angry.
Later in the day,
Split personality. Now, that is the highest rate of kidnappers are split personality. I know there's simulating people got split personality, whatever, split, let's just call it split. Yes, there is high chance that they was one who did it, but not them. It'd be somebody else who took over. And if you're not wondering, no, if someone got split personality, it doesn't mean they are the one who gone out killing people. They didn't do it. Alright? So, let's just say me. I had split personality, right? And I changed. And I've gone out, killed 1,000 people. Right? And you saw my face. You can't charge me for it. You can't. Because that wasn't me. Because I got split personality. It'd be somebody else that you had to charge. Not me. And I know you're not going to say no. If you did it, you did it. No. What if people are pretending to have split personality? Well, it's easy to know if somebody got split personality when you spend time with them. Listen to them. It's not that freaking hard.
Two
There you
police
go.
officers named Patterson and Alvarez come to John's house after receiving several reports from the local community. Some of the residents have reported hearing the sound of crying coming from John's basement. At this moment,
Okay, it looked like there is kids playing. And I know there's going to be one or two or whoever going to say, well, if you can kidnap a kid, why didn't you kidnap a kid in the park? No. Most time, it's picked. Normally, they want certain certain age, look, figure, or that like that, fat, skinny, whatever. And that sounds like really, really weird how I say that. It's like, how do I know a lot about it? Or have I kidnapped my kids or whatever? Well, let's say if I ever kidnap kids or kidnap anyone, right, it'd be very, very impossible to find them. Impossible. And it'd be very 0.00001% chance you're gonna know it's me. I think. Because I know you humans, I know law enforcement, I know everything about all of that. It's so easy. I could have 100 kids in my basement. Oh wait, I haven't got a basement. Or have I? I live in flats. Do flats have basements in UK? No. There is no basement. Actually, I don't think there is. There's still no. That's just a cupboard. No, there is a basement there. Unless somebody made a basement, which only people could is next door and Crossway. Wait, is that a basement? Wait. No, that's on the other side. Other side has like somewhat basement. Well, it's not really basement. There's one flat at the top and then there's bins underneath them. And there's another door as well. Down the hallway. No, there's no basement in the hallway. I'm very curious. What about the Crossway? I've never been in a Crossway flat before. Have they got it? Because we are on the top of this slope, right? Top of this slope, yeah. And the Crossway's flat, it goes like that. It goes straight. Right, to buy it straight, right? So what about all this underneath? There is no door or anything. Oh no, because on that side it's actually level on the floor, level, and then on this side it's a slope. So it could have right downstairs. To be honest, I would dig that up. Yeah, anyway.
John opens the door to his house without letting them in to see what is going on. He then claims that he is depressed at the moment and that is his voice. But Alvarez, who is dissatisfied with John's response, tries to find out whether John has children or not. John then responds that he doesn't have any children, and he just lives alone in that house. At this point, Alvarez actually notices that there are children's clothes inside the house, and they believe that John is hiding something.
Okay, so right there, the copper, the runaway got kids' clothes. Good eye, got met. But that doesn't even matter because all the guy needs to say he got split personality and the police can't really do anything because split personality you can be a kid and some, not all, some people have split personality, got like be a child, a kid. It can be sort of, they do wear kids' clothes because they feel they are kids and they know that they are kids, even though in reality they're not kids. It's something. And people with split personality, it's normally early on trauma, like with the parents. Their parents are the blame and teachers. teachers, social workers, parents are to blame for the child actually have a split personality. These, I'm going to say 90%. I don't know exact amount, and yeah, I might be wrong. Anyway.
The two of them who are now suspicious ask for permission to go inside and check out the house, but John refuses the request. Instead, he again asks the two policemen to show warrants first. As a result...
Okay, it looked like then, the copper saw on the floor got footprints. If you looked, if we could actually see the footprints, right? If we could see footprints, we could judge if it's a child footprints or an adult. But also, like I mentioned, he could have, well, he got a split personality. He could be a kid. He could be wearing kids' shoes. That is the thing. So I definitely recommend watching Split. It's a film, and I think it's on Netflix, and or it's on YouTube anyway. It's Split. It's called Split, right? And it's this guy who kidnapped 3 girls, and yeah, all that lot. Just watch that if you haven't heard that, or do your research.
The two police officers are compelled to take more drastic measures against him. It takes them a...
With no reason. Well, got me. I would say for no reason, but everything that we saw got wearing kids' there's kids' clothes, and I don't know if, let's say, he got split. Let's say I don't know he got split. Saw kids' clothes. I think I saw kids' shoes, footprints. Then I would more likely do exactly the same thing. That is it. I would have done the same thing. Kicked all down, gone in, and all that lot. But because they did that, there will be higher chance the kid is dead. And I'm going to let you lot explain reason why. How does that make sense? How can kid be dead if the police kicked all down and put handcuffs on the guy? How does that automatically make kid dead? Well, easy. Super easy. I'll let you lot put it down in the comments. How can a kid die when the kid was alive, then dead? I'm gonna let you lot have little time to just type in comments. And if I remember, I'd say how at the end.
While to explore the house room by room, until Patterson discovers an access door that leads to the basement.
Okay, wait. Right. We can see pictures, right? We don't know, at this point in time, the pictures of, let's say, kidnapper's place, don't know if it's the person as well they are kids, or they got kids of their own. I'll bit my tongue, that really is killing me. You just have to look, and not just look at the pictures, you look who's in the pictures, and also look where they are. The beach. Pony. And unfortunately that's the only ones what I can actually see right now. Just these. Well, I don't even know that. Yeah, that is a kid, I think.
Upon entering the basement room, he only discovers old furniture that is worn and dirty. But the policeman is still firmly believes that something is wrong in the house.
Okay, now that is what you call really, really good police officer. Why? Is because if the police officer could feel something strange in the room, or strange in the house, or strange with the person, then there is a higher chance that you got the right person, right house, and you go and find a kid, dead or alive. But another thing is, always, when I say always, check the walls and the floors in basements. Alright? So I always say ceilings as well, but they haven't had that many cases with basement in the house that people actually bury bodies in the ceiling of the basement, because it won't really work. Not being funny, it won't work unless you are psychotic.
He also finds bloodstains along with jumbled tools such as drills, screwdrivers and hammer that have been covered in blood. When Patterson opens the door to another room, he is taken aback by the sight of Benjamin's lifeless body. Following that, Elise hears the sound of the phone ringing and forces.
And another thing is, if just so you know, you saw a kid's legs in the footage bit, right? And there's blood, all felt like kid is dead, 100%. And it doesn't look like kid's bottom has hanging down, unless the killer actually pulled him back up. But not every kidnappers actually do anything to the child. Only take the kid to kill. Only. Doesn't mean they have fun with them. And now it's like it looked like someone is calling. If that is the police saying that their kid is dead over the phone, then you are living in one town, one country.
Herself to pick it up. It is unfortunate for her to hear the news that Benjamin has been found dead, and Elisa
sent over the phone is stupidest thing ever to do, because police officer say, right, found Benjamin's body, he is dead, and the parent will never know anything else after. Will drop the phone and will firstly not listen to anything else. Just like cancer. People with cancer, that's just why if you suspect you've got cancer, you always take someone else there with you to, sort of, hear what the doctor and that say. Just saying.
As a mother can no longer says a word until her body falls weakly. As they make their way to the hospital, she and her husband are still hoping that the child is not Benjamin. But in reality, once Craig and Elise arrive at the hospital, they are forced to accept that the boy is really Benjamin. In just a matter of hours, their once happy life.
Yeah, I'm not being funny. Can we actually see the cul-de-sac? Let's slow it down. Damn it. Went too fast.
Boy is really bad.
Okay. Right, you see here. Right, you see the body, right? So it looked like, to me, just looking at it, looked like a blunt object hit the head. Right, we saw blood on the floor. It looked like the killer sort of killed a kid in the room. That's where there was loads of blood on the floor. And second, the kid was lying on a table. So I expect reason why the kid is lying on a table, so the kidnapper will more likely will sort the kid up. Cut the kid up in a billion pieces and then bury bodies. Or more likely, well, bodies have meat on. There's no harm in chopping it up and eat. As long as you don't eat inside, which I don't recommend, but the skin round the body is still eligible to eat. Not kidding. If I ever kidnap anyone, yeah. But that's another thing. is what you call cannibal. Cannibal? Did I say that right? But they will never find the corpse. And the thing is, could like, you know, chop it up and then put it in bonfire and then burn the corpse and then be like, you know, nothing, and then just flush the ashes down the toilet. Nice thing. Flush it, way better. Wind it up, better. That's what I would definitely would do. Now it's like over 30 or maybe 40 or 60 or hundreds of people that I would love to cut up, but I would cut them up when they're still breathing. But anyway, let's continue. Let's see what else happens, shall we?
In just a matter of hours, their once happy life is turned.
With it, like, you heard like the sounds like the AI was like sort of about to cry, this sort of thing. AI is about to cry. I'm sorry, but I just find I find that really, really funny. And another thing with it is that this YouTuber, he isn't using his voice, he is using AI. So yes, it is fake channel. Yes, it is fake channel. Fake videos and all that lot. Yes. And if you don't want to know what this film called, it's called The Torturing or Torturer, which I'm definitely want to watch because I absolutely love torture films. I love hearing scream. I love hearing people in pain. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just like Daddy's Little Girl. Not this, you know, crap. I'm on by Daddy's Little Girl that if you Google it, it will come up as a teddy bear front cover. And that film is based in UK, and the dad, his daughter was killed, and he found out who killed his daughter, and actually tied him up on a table and started torturing. Which, my opinion, I would have gone way over the top. And they actually got that film dead on white. If you can cut someone's body parts up, you don't really want to actually burn the wound because it's higher chance it will get affected. You actually boil honey. Boil honey, put on the wound, will actually stop the infection, stop the bleeding, and not just that, there will be no infection. And you can carry on doing it. That is the thing. I know so many ways to torture someone and they can still be alive. I could torture someone to the point I cut half of their body off, their arms off, and they still be alive. When I say half of the body, I mean, like, you know, to the waist. I could cut all of that off. That is the thing. They'll be still alive. That is the thing. But anyway, let's continue.
Turned upside down. Craig and Elise, who are still depressed and frustrated, attempt to seek justice so that the psychopath.
Well, if you want to seek justice, then take justice out of yourself and each other, because it's your fault reason why kid is dead. It's your fault. It's 100% is their fault. Especially the dad is the blame for it. The dad is the blame. Right? Kid was taken in the front garden, which probably doesn't give a shit about the kids. I'm just saying. And second, dad went inside to get sun cream for the child. Right? And he couldn't find sun cream. Wasn't paying attention on the child through the window. And like you already have seen, it only takes 5 seconds to actually kidnap a child. It only takes 5 seconds. If the kid was in the back garden, kid would be fine. But, and also, kidnappers always keep their eyes on their victims. Anyway.
Psychopath is punished as severely as possible for what he has done. But in the end, the court's decision is not as what they had expected, where John is only sentenced to 25 years in prison.
Defendant John Kozlowski, 2 counts murder in the first degree, 2 counts kidnapping.
May it please.
Okay, 25 years is way too much. If this was like, you know, in real life, the guy would only got roughly 2 to 5 years in prison. Maybe 10 years is the max. That is the thing. In real life nowadays. So yeah, 25 years, that if that's in UK, that is actually counted as life. 15 years up, 15 to 25 means life in prison, but roughly 15 to 25 years in prison, it do count as life, but that doesn't mean they're actually going to be in prison for 15 or 25 years. So let's say he got 20 years. He would be out in 5 or maybe 8 years. That is the thing. Because I know, oh, that's not how it works. No. Well, look at all the other cases. Look at other cases where somebody did the same thing. They had 25 years. They was released in 6. That is the thing. But anyway.
Court, my client pleads not guilty.
The team is still trying to determine the amount of victims and their identities.
It looks like Craig and Elise are very angry and disappointed after the judge made a decision on their case. Elise can't hold back her emotion and asks Craig to help her get a gun, and Craig explains that killing the culprit won't change anything.
Well, I'm not being funny, right? I'm just saying this now. If they killed the guy who killed their son, right, they got away with it. Only way you actually get justice is if you actually get justice. That means taking a guy, torture him, but don't torture him to the point, oh, you torture him for a day. That's nothing. If you want to torture someone, you want it to last weeks, months, probably a year, torturing. That is the thing. And I know loads of ways to torture someone and not even going anywhere near them or touch them. There is a way you could torture someone without going anywhere near them, even get anyone else to do it. How can you torture someone without going near them, touch them, seeing them, look at them, getting anyone else to do it? How? How can you torture someone? Easy.
Elise then says that they have failed to become a parents and that they have
Well, you have failed a child. It's your two are to blame for child death. 100% it's your fault. But yeah.
do something for the dignity of their son. Several days have passed. Craig and Elise's mental state looks very bad. The situation becomes even...
Okay, if this was in real life, parents would be upset. They'd be glad, unless if it's in this country and the parents getting child benefits, then yes, they would be more sad because they're not getting any money. Sorry, I had to throw that out. Parents don't give a shit about their kids. If you shout at your kid, hit your kids, or swear at your kid, means those type of parents don't really give a shit about their kid. That's what you actually call DCA. Anyway.
worse as they start to no longer care
Killed by
about
my
each
tongue.
other.
A tongue
Moreover,
swollen.
they are now often fighting just because they are debating over who should be blamed. In the midst of adversity, Elise finally decides to leave Craig for a while.
That is actually true. If a kid died or got kidnapped, there is higher rate of the family members or the parents split or get divorced. There is I think 98% of parents do get divorced and they speak to each other after the child died or got kidnapped or anything. Highest rated. Alright? And not being funny, if you're going to blame the other person for the death of your child, then you are technically blaming yourself, not the other person, because it's both their faults. They didn't care about the kid at all. Everything I have seen is they one who saw the kid. Everything I have saw. And like I said, they didn't even take any effort trying to look for the kids. Yes, his dad was driving, trying to catch up, all of that lot, but didn't really, 5 minutes driving and then giving up, quit, and decided to call the police. Well, that's your biggest mistake. Because if your kid was taken, police still won't go look for him. Because the police don't give a fuck. They never have, they never will. Well, they did back in the olden days, but now they don't give a fuck. But yeah.
To calm herself down. Following his wife's departure, Craig appears to be in a state of desperation, believing that there is no future or hope that can bring their family back together as it once did. Until he finally decides to take his own life by injecting something into his arm. But when he sees Benjamin's photo right in front of him, he senses a whisper that strengthens his faith.
Okay, yes, that is normal, but it just proves my theory. He never cared about his own son if he wanted to end it. Be removed. He never really cared. And I know you don't agree with anything that I say, but I'm not being funny. What do you not know? Have you not ever found any missing case? Have you ever dealt with any cases like this? Have you ever done anything? No? Then shut up then. Let somebody who been through it and actually found so many missing cases, and even they died years ago, decades ago, or 20 years ago, 30 years ago, someone who only takes not long to actually find them will know a thing or two. I'm just saying, I found so many missing cases. So it's easy. It's super freaking easy. Anyway.
And also his mind not to do that reckless act. It brings him back to a time when the three of them were still together, and he remembers how happy his small family was as they lived together with their beloved child. After
to say no, I remembered when this one guy who I don't even know who was actually spun me round circles. That's actually do body harm to a child. And if you don't believe me, spinning a child around and you are holding their hands on the wrist, is higher chance you could disconnect their shoulder, the wrist, the fingers, and not just that, you could actually kill your child. Highest chance of doing it. So if you are planning to do it with your child, or if you are doing it with your child, or you're done, then just think, if something happened to your kid, just say no, you can get a prison sentence. And you're fucked. And my opinion with it is, if there is death in the family, like a child, and then a year later, or 2 years later, or 3 years later, and they decide to have another kid, then I'm not being funny. They shouldn't be allowed kids. They should have it off, really, my opinion. But if it's any longer, if it's like 5 years up, then yes, it is very understandable. But if there is death in the family, like child death, first thing that I would do is look at the other kids. If they've got more than one kid, I always look at them. And I will respect that it was actually been done to the child by the parents. Yeah. There is high chance, and there is high chance it's always the parents' fault. some way or another, just like spinning around. And then later on or next day, kid died. Who's to blame? Right? And it's just like, I remember like years ago, like over 14 years ago, there was a thing that you should never tickle your baby who is younger than 1 year old. You should never tickle your baby's feet because there is higher chance the baby will have a heart attack. Is that true? Or is that false? Let me know in the comments. Don't go like, well, actually, no, you do research. You could do research. But I will say at the end of this video, if I remember, and you lot more likely will be shocked the outcome of it.
That something emerges to Craig's mind as a way to express his disappointment, which has now turned him into an angry man. Until a whisper appears again in his heart and soul, initiating a mode of revenge. It is at this point he comes to his wife's place, to bring her in, avenging the death of their beloved child. At first, Craig and Elise begin their action by going to the hospital, where Craig is currently working. Craig gets out of the car and makes his way through the several of medical staff. He then comes across an ambulance whose door is not locked. After Craig gets inside the ambulance, he takes some medicine and places it in a small bag. The next day at a prison.
Okay, just want to let you lot know, what they are doing then was brilliant idea and also dumb idea. Every ambulance have a camera in the ambulance. There is a camera in ambulance. And they get triggered on when door is open. And the movement. So next time when you actually call a ambulance, keep your eyes up for a camera, hidden camera. And yes, they do post it online. And there has been a lot of cases that it has been on dark web. A lot of cases. So always have a look. Alright? And another thing is it a bad idea having cameras back of ambulance? No. Because reason why I say no is because ambulance people don't know what they're doing. They can't do their jobs right. It's yeah, it's very, very unlikely that they know what they are doing. That's the reason why they are ambulance. They don't know nothing. So I know you like disagree, but I hate ambulances. I hate doctors. Hate nurses. I can't stand them. They're useless. They have murdered more people than anybody else have ever done. They do it for fun. They kill for fun. And I know you like don't agree with me, and if you are doctor or nurse or anything, or your family member is, or your friend is, then it's high chance that, yeah. It's just no, there is no different than army. Army people who join up to be like, you know, being an army, they're only joined up to kill. That's it. Some with law enforcement. SWAT. They only join up to kill, pleasure, or killing. That's it. Or, well, not just killing, harming. And everything else. Alright? Just want to say that. I don't like army. Hate army. Can't stand them. And any time when army is near me or speak to me, I was like, get away from me. Get away from me. You murderer. And so forwards. Anyway.
John Kozlowski will
begin.
begin
Actually, I say, get away from me, you run away.
The process of being transferred to another prison that is more heavily guarded. Craig and Elise, on the other hand, are sneaking John, who is being escorted by the police.
Does this actually happen in real life? Can a criminal be transferred to another prison in the same week? No. Only time when an inmate is being transferred to another prison if they are high risk of it, high risk criminal, or they are in that prison waiting for their sentence. That's it. Or it's overpacked. But no, this wouldn't hardly ever happen with Once in Blue Moon. It never happened. Because why will it happen? Don't blame me, I did do a... Oh yeah, it's not even on my channel anymore. But you put more like you can find it. Because what I have learned is, even though if you deleted your photo from your channel, you could easily find that photo or whatnot. I don't even know how to do it. There are so many photos that I would like back and are mistaken deleted by mistake. And if I know how to do that, I would definitely would. But anyway.
Police from a distance and follows the vehicle to carry out their action. On their way to new jail, the prisoner transport vehicle stops at a gas station where one.
Okay, one thing is, no prison transfer would ever stop at anywhere. Like, you know, petrol station, shop, or anything. They go to point A to point B, no matter what. And yes, they do keep their eyes behind them all the time. If they expect anything suspicious, or if there is a vehicle that is following them more than 5 to 10 minutes, then they will call it in and they will send a unit to actually find the person and pull them over. That's what they do with prison transfer, inmate transfer. They would never stop any parking or anything. And if they got a flat tire, they always call it in. No matter what, they call it in, got flat tire, then every unit will go to that vehicle and everything. Alright, just let you lot know. And another thing is, with this, because he has got 25 years, they will have another 3-4 more units behind them and front of them to transfer the inmate to another prison. They always do if it's higher year rate. If it's 1 or 2 years or 5 years, no. But they normally have another, like, you know, police car or undercover police car following them or whatnot. Not right behind them, be like, you know, a couple mile back or something like that. That is nothing that you lot need to look at if you are planning to break someone out. Always look your surroundings. And taking someone who's in, like, you know, police van is way easier than you actually think. Even if they have like 4 or 5 cops. Why? Distraction. Petrol station. Let's say driving. Blow petrol station up. By law, the police that is following the van will have to go in and make sure. They have to, no matter what. Then there will be only one police car will be following the truck. Then you have to do something with that truck. With police cars, it's easy to tip the car. If you are in the truck or any vehicle, you can hit them perfect on the side of their car. Like, let's say if you lot can see, if you hit it, let's say here, the car would tip. No matter what, it would tip. Alright, if you hit it right here. Alright, just say no, in police cars, it's easy. And it seems like I know everything. And it's out like I know everything. Yes, I do know a lot of things because I do my research and I always do social experience. Everything that I have mentioned, like hitting car, I was one who hit the car, and like I also was in the car with this tip. Just social experience to learn with another investigation that I was working on. Do I put myself in danger? Like doing all this? Yes. Why? It's learning, right? And also, if you got a really good hacker, or if you know hacking, you can actually change the lights and control all of the lights. And also with that, you know, these traffic lights, you could just use the TV remote. Old TV remotes can control the lights. And I also proved that you could actually do it. But I only did it like, you know, certain time where there is no cars around. So I could actually do it. Or I will like put stuff at the front of it so that no car could go past when I'm actually testing it. I did it for, you know, the business come and actually fix the wiring and fix it to update it and all that lot. Because if you could use it with a remote, Like right now, I will push remote to make it get turn red or turn green or that lot. That is thing. I did loads of tests, but I don't even know about the lights nowadays because I haven't tried it. Last time I tried it was when I was 11 years ago, when I was 19.
One of the police officers enters a convenience store to buy a few cups of coffee. Elise then gets out of the car and enters the convenience store, where they proceed to carry out their plan. Craig then catches up with Elise and causes trouble at the cashier, in order to attract everyone's attention.
What change?
What change?
I gave.
Give me no change. Give me my...
Okay, now right there was really smart idea. Also, dumb idea. Why? Because if I was the prison guard, I would expect, okay, something is going to happen. What's going to happen? Then I would look if anyone was near me. Then I would check if there was a person near me or roughly 3 feet from me. I will refuse to drink the drink or food because you've been drugged, right?
The journey then continues again, and they will continue to follow the prisoner vehicle while waiting for the drug to react. Craig is
drug to be react with a certain drug, and it normally will take 10-20 minutes, and you also need to know the area that they are going. That is thing, because they are going in blind. That you don't really want to take a chance they are actually going full speed. Then if they actually crash, there is higher chance whole 3 of them will be killed in impact, or actually kill another family. So if you are going to do this, you need to make sure you know the road that they are going on and actually set a trap. So like I mentioned, if there was lights, you could actually change the light to a different colour, make it stay red for roughly around a minute or 2 minutes longer. Then you change it to a different colour to actually make them go. Then when they're actually driving and in countryside sort of thing, let's say, then there is high chance that they're more likely will stop the car than the fan than anything else, because it's better. I know it's not making sense, but it's hard me to try to make sense when I'm actually wrecking myself up by teaching you how to do it properly. And yeah, but it's not like you lot going to take anything that I say seriously or believe that I'm talking truthfully. But yeah.
The doctor is so sure that the police officers who take it will experience side effect from the drug. And their plan is successful because in 30 minutes, the prisoner transport vehicle stops in the middle of the road. The police officers quickly get out of the van, as they're experiencing stomach pains. Craig then quickly gets into that vehicle.
Okay, right there. What they did there was brilliant. And I think that how I mentioned what did actually happen. So, perfect. That's
and
what I
drives
said,
away
perfect.
with the prisoner, while his wife follows close behind him in the car. As they approach the edge of the forest, Craig,
if you're going to do this, then the guards, you have to make sure no other driver can follow. And when they actually drive, they nearly hit the truck. That truck will report that as something is going on. So that is not the biggest mistake. Like that.
who is driving at high speed accidentally hit.
You should never speed. You want to stay right, wherever the speed limit is, you want to stay at that. If you go over the limit, there is high chance you will get pulled over. Then you have to deal with the police officer. Then you'll be fucked.
Hits a deer that crossing right in front of it.
Alright, this bit what really do piss me off is that alright, if there is a deer or a dog or a cat or anything pull in front of you, you might as well just hit it, run it down. Like if I was driving and a deer was running across, I wouldn't like, you know, spell out, try to get out of the way. I will try to brake, but if I'm going over, like, you know, let's say 60 miles per hour, I would drive and hit the bloody deer. If it's a dog, I would just run the dog down. Like I said, I would run it down. There's no point spinning to one side or anything, like what's happening here, because there is high chance you're going to get hurt or get killed. Or if you have your family with you, you are the one who killed your family, because you can't drive. One on one. If something is in front of you and you're not paying attention or just jump out, you run it down. If it's a person and you can't, like, you know, pull out, like, you know, brake, just firstly still brake and just keep on going straight. They should move out of the way. And honk. Just honk. The deer will, like, mainly run. Got met with deers to want to let you lot know if you didn't know this. Reason why deer stay at night time, or if you've got headlights on or anything, deer will not run or keep on going, because headlights is actually mind control the deer. If you lot didn't know that, I definitely recommend learning a little bit about deers. Deers will not move even if you honk or anything. They will stay until the headlights isn't even on. Do you lot know that? My point exactly. That wouldn't happen if he actually went down the bloody stupid deer. And he should have looked where he was going. He was more concerned about his stupid wife than bloody what's in front of him. So it's his fault.
Are you okay? Yeah, I think so.
Fortunately, Craig only suffers a slight injury to his face as a result of the accident. They then sees a prisoner who is covered in blood lying on the ground. Therefore, they try to check on John Kozlowski's condition, and discover that he has passed out as a result of the accident.
You do know you still need to look in the back of the truck. They don't normally only transfer one inmate, they normally transfer more than one inmate. 1 or 2 or 3. Why do I get feeling that they're going to torture one guy? I have never seen this film before. I never even heard of it. I got a feeling that they're going to torture one guy. I got a feeling. I've never seen this. Even though this came out 15 years ago. Never heard of it. Don't even know. No, I haven't seen it, because I would have recognised it by now. But anyway.
They then immediately take John to a plantation house far away from the city where they live. At first, they place John on a table with his legs and hands still in handcuffs. John then begins to awaken again, and at that moment Craig tells him that he will be given a medicine. This explains that the drugs taken by Craig in the ambulance before is part of his main plan. It is likely that they will begin torturing John and will not allow him to die.
Okay, but that's the thing. Right, so I'm just kind of start thinking, like, if I have to be wrong, that this is how to be the person who did it, because they would know what the guy looked like who killed their son. They would have known it's going to be him. Unless there was somebody else who did it and he was actually the innocent one. Because he doesn't look like the guy who we saw at the beginning of the film. He wasn't the guy who answered the door. Or, well, we're saying, oh, you're going to get in trouble to the kid. He doesn't look like the guy who we saw was Stinny. He's obese. Well, I call it beast. We call, normal size.
By letting the drug to keep John awake for several weeks. The next morning, when they are cleaning the...
Hey, all I gotta say, that was a good punch. I give it credit, that was a good punch. Hit right into, the point.
car of bloodstains, Elise suddenly gets a phone call from Detective Berger. The detective informs that the prisoner transport that was used to move John has just had an accident, and John had managed to escape. When Elise hears this, she pretends to be surprised by the information even though they are the mastermind behind the incident. The detective also expresses regret for the negligence of the police officers. In the middle...
Okay, yeah, I have to be wrong. That has to be the right guy or whatever. Because all I see, the couple will say that there was the truck was ambushed and there was officers and more than one inmate. They would have said that. But they said it before.
Of the night, Craig's mind seems to be haunted by the loss of his son, with memories of Benjamin keep flashing through his mind. As a result, the feeling of loss prompts Craig to vent his anger again by coming to John, and places his smoldering cigarette in John's stomach until he feels excruciating pain. The torture resumes the following morning, with Craig soldering last night's cigarette burns in John's stomach. At this moment, Elise, who hears John's screams of pain, begins to feel bad for what they have done to him. But Craig tries to persuade Elise by saying,
"Are you absolutely kidding me? So you planned it and all that, but you can't handle it. Are you freaking stupid? Wherever. Mate, just kill your ex-wife or your wife or whoever that bitch is. You should have killed her because she's going to turn you in. And yes, it has actually been proven. When you get freaked out of it, it's more high chance of blaming their partner or somebody else who actually did it.
That what they are doing now is not commensurate with what he had done to their child. After saying that, Craig, who appears to be unsatisfied, resumes his actions by injecting something into John's neck. It turns out that the drug will cause John to experience cramping in his muscles. But it won't be a single muscle cramp like when we're swimming. Instead, it'll be a cramp that affects every muscle in the body. The following...
They used to use the cramp thing back in the World War One, but before World War One to get confession.
Morning, as they are tormenting John in the basement again, they are startled by the sound of footsteps on the plank floor above their heads. It turns out that a man with his dog have entered the house, and the man is a resident of the surrounding area. Suspecting of what Elise is doing in the house, the man informs Elise that the house belongs to a man named Frank Joseph. Elise, who is a real estate agent, masterfully controls the situation by telling the man that the house is in the process of being sold. Plus, she is an agent who is now waiting for his client to see the condition of the house. Fortunately, the man believes it when Craig pretends as a buyer, and leaves them right away. Meanwhile, Detective Berg...
Be honest, that is actually a good lie though. Out middle of nowhere. The other person haven't seen anybody around or whatnot. Seller, there is high chance, unless the other person knows that the person would never sell the property. There is some 50-50 chance you get away.
Is informed by one of the police officers that the prisoner transport vehicle has now been found. The detective immediately rushes to the scene of the accident to find out what has exactly happened. Craig and Elise, who are torturing John again, are taken aback, as John says that he doesn't remember anything other than the previous vehicle accident. He even says that he didn't remember who he really is, which might be due to the pounding in his head during the accident. Elise keeps trying not to believe what John is telling them. However, they both...
No, that is actually normal. Head injuries, you can actually forget who you are. There is higher chance of highest rate you will forget who you are, what's what, or anything happen, last 24 hours or 48 hours or a week or a year or 2 years or 10 years, or there is a high chance that they will only remember the same day over and over and over. Only one day they will only remember. The only one day till they die. And that is shit life to live.
Begin to feel guilty for torturing the man.
But God won't make any difference because you won't remember that you don't like it.
Man who has no idea why he is being tortured. But Elise is still not willing to let him go, because she is sure that he is just lying. They then try a way to prove that the man is...
You're supposed to be a doctor. You're supposed to be a doctor or a nurse, so you wouldn't know. Or one of you two would know that's... yeah, paramedics don't know nothing.
By hurting John's leg and forcing the man to say their son's name.
I know you're lying. What was my son's name? Come on, that's nothing. That didn't hurt. This is nothing.
I don't know, lady.
Just say his name. I'm not gonna stop. What was my son's name?
No, stop, please.
Say his name.
Benjamin! His name is Benjamin!
Still believe he doesn't remember?
Well, no, he more likely heard about a kid that died or got taken. Remember his name on the news. You do know inmates in prison, they do have TVs, so that doesn't prove that is him.
Later that night, Elise wakes up from her sleep and goes to the toilet. Meanwhile, in the basement, John, who has been handcuffed, is attempting to free himself. With a little effort, he finally manages to break free, and the handcuffs that bind his legs and hands are released. After that, he goes upstairs in order to get out, but Elise, who is sitting on the toilet, is startled by the sound of the bedroom door slowly opening. She is panicked and scared, but all she can do is look at her husband, who is still sleeping. At this point, she has no other choice but to try to attack the man behind the toilet. Elise moves slowly while holding an iron pipe in her hands, and knocks John unconscious. Craig is startled awake, and they quickly take the man back into the basement. Unfortunately, the man suddenly awakens again and fights them off by kicking Craig down the stairs. But he doesn't attack Elise and instead rushes away from there.
We can't let him get away.
The police, on the other hand, are conducting a search near the area.
I actually got nothing.
Fortunately for them, they are finally managed to find and apprehend John, who is trying to escape. It is at this point everything is explained, and of course the man being arrested is John Kozlowski, the one who will be sentenced to 25 years in prison for killing a child. However, the main point is that in the van that was hijacked earlier, there's also another guilty party named Patrick Galligan, who is sentenced to 18 months in prison for tax evasion and fraud.
So, I'm not going to watch this because the one who actually did it never got tortured or anything. Or was the innocent got tortured, not the criminal? So I was right.
Well, as we can see, this guy is the one who was supposed to spend his days with Craig and Elise in that house. Craig and Elise, on the other hand, are shocked to see that the man they are chasing has hanged himself, where they also discover a piece of paper with a message written by the man. The man, who turns out to be Patrick Galligan, says that he knows he is a very hated person, and expresses his regret for it. Plus, he says that he is deserving of what has been done to him, but he is unable to endure the torture any longer, so he decides to end his life. Craig and Elise, who know this, are taken aback by the realization that they have failed in their vengeance, because the man they had tortured all day before is not John Kozlowski, the man who killed their child, but Patrick Galligan.
Okay, so what to make out with this film? Shit, garbage. I definitely would give this film a 1 because of no justice actually happened. That is it. There is nothing really actually happened to the guy, so it's garbage. I'm sorry, but it is garbage. Two men, I said, two children to do something unbelievable. Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I've seen that one. Right, anyway, so that is that. Hopefully you lot enjoyed the live stream thing. Yeah, so I will be back whenever I find something else to watch or anything different. So I will catch you lot in the next one.